All right, Miss Rebecca, go ahead and give me a brief overview of why you're here and what you're asking for.
Okay, the reason I'm here is because we had a fire at our apartment
You
and
had a fire?
a fire,
Okay.
and it damaged all our stuff. Now, the mutual of Liberty Mutual, Tanya Gibbs said that she had sent a check out to Mary Davila and Rebecca Sartuche. Well, it turned out that somehow she got it deposited, direct deposited, Tanya said. And she only wants to give me part of the money, not half of the money. And I have evidence where I paid for the insurance. And whenever she had money, she paid me back. And everything was, I always paid for everything. And then she would pay me back when she had the money. And she got
Okay,
the
what's the relationship between y'all two?
friends.
Okay, and is the apartment under both of y'all's name?
Yes,
Okay, and y'all both signed the lease.
yes.
Okay, how much was the check for?
It was for 394.08.
Okay, I'm sorry, how much?
6,394.08.
Okay, and Miss Mary received the whole amount, correct, Mary?
Yes, but I was gonna give it to her, her half. But I never told her, I had told her, you want to split the furniture? And she says, no, I don't want to split it till after the claim, then I'll give you the money. And I said, well, that's not fair. Give me the money for the furniture now, and then we can split the amount. She
Okay.
says, no.
She
And
still owes
she
me.
had,
Okay, hold on, because we're not going to get into a debate match. We're not doing that. I'm going to ask the questions and y'all answer because obviously y'all cannot speak together because y'all are going to get into it. So, let me tell you this, Rebecca and Mary, how much of the apartment was damaged?
My room was all damaged. There was a lot of water in my room, and the bathroom was all damaged.
Okay, so basically, pretty much almost the entire apartment, give or take a couple of items, were damaged on both sides.
Yes.
Okay. And Miss Mary, right now, you have not given Rebecca anything, correct?
I tried to, but she didn't want to. So I was gonna give her the part that
Okay, it's either yes or no. You have not given her anything, correct?
yeah, I got my evidence here on how much okay, the electric bill was under
Okay,
my
this is what we're not going to do. We're
okay,
not going to sit here and nickel and dime everything of what I paid, what you paid in the past 5 years we've lived together. We're not doing that. All right. The whole apartment was under both of y'all's names.
Correct.
Both of y'all have 50-50 responsibility for that apartment and 50-50 responsibility for the damages and things in that apartment. Both of y'all are on the lease, so neither one of y'all have more rights than the other. If a check was cut for the entire amount of the apartment, then guess what? Logically, I don't care who paid what bill, what was paid at what time, that check should be divided evenly. And there is no if, ands, or buts that she paid the water bill this month and she owed me this much, and that's not what was sued for. If you want to sue her for the water bill she didn't pay, you can go ahead and sue her for that. But you're not going to take out of the money that had nothing to do with the water bill to pay for, oh, now she owes me this. Now she forgot to pay me for this. We're not doing that. That amount of 63.94 was given to both defendants, and both defendants should have gotten half of that.
I got the spare.
All right.
Okay. She claims that she used to pay all the bills and then she ended up having to pay the last month's bill. There was no last month's bill. They didn't charge us anything. As a matter of fact, I even got a check from the apartment complex with a balance of there was no money owed. She didn't pay anything on there at the end, like you says that I owed her money.
Okay, but we're not talking about what was that she didn't pay the rent?
See, this was everything that we could not put in there. Clothing, purses, shoes, bathroom stuff, only for furniture and only for electronical stuff. That was the only
Okay.
thing that the insurance paid us for, and they didn't pay us the full price.
Okay,
Now
well
I
then you can
had,
take that up with the insurance company.
yeah, and I sent the claim. See the claim? She only had a bedroom set and a dresser, her TV in her room, and a toaster in the kitchen. That's all she had. All the electronics in the kitchen were mine. The vacuum cleaner, the sofa, the dining room, the china cabinet, everything was mine because I had already paid for it.
Okay, Miss Mary, I'm pretty sure if I turn around and ask Rebecca, is she correct? I can see Rebecca already shaking her head that that's incorrect. Is that right?
Yes.
That is why we're not going to nickel and dime everything, because guess what? I'm not going to get into the receipts of who paid for this furniture,
Yeah.
who has this furniture, because nobody probably has those receipts anymore because it wasn't purchased recently. That's why the check needs to be split down the middle, because both of y'all are on the name of the apartment.
Okay, but I don't want the money for the furniture afterwards. I mean, what's she gonna give me the money? She had
It's
Red,
not
Red
about the
Cross.
money, Miss Mary. It's about the check that you kept for $6,000. That all that 6,000 was not yours.
She could have paid me for the furniture because Red Cross Blue Shield, I mean Red Cross had given us a credit card of $350. Okay, that we could use spent. And I told her, I said, well, you want to go ahead and give me the money for the furniture with that credit card? She says, I can't because I already spent $150 worth of groceries, that I had to buy for the
We're getting
family.
way far from the scope of this case. This case has nothing to do with groceries, has nothing to do with anything but the insurance check. That is all I can talk about. Not furniture, not anything else. Mary, if you want to turn around and sue her all day long for what she owes you for the furniture, you can go right ahead and do that. But she filed the lawsuit. The only thing I can talk about right now is the insurance check. That's it. Okay, I cannot talk about anything else besides the insurance check. Okay,
She wants more than what the insurance gave us. She
how much
wants,
did the insurance give you?
she wants 6,000 and something, which is for money that I didn't pay.
How much did the insurance cut the check for?
The insurance paid us, actual payout was 6,394 and 48 cents. Because okay, the deductible, Becky's items were 243. Her deductible was 500, so we had to split the 500 to 250 each. And then her total was 2,180. And then I owed her $80. So I was gonna deduct the $80 when she gave me the money. So I was gonna give her 3,000 260 right now and pay her the 2,000. Pay her the 2,000 later.
Rebecca, is that something you're interested in?
Well, she also owes me $3,000 that I had lent her a few years ago. She's never
Well, you
paid.
need to prove that 3,000. Do you have proof that you lent her
Yes.
3,000? Miss Mary, are you denying that Miss Rebecca gave you
No, I do owe
3,000?
her, no, ma'am, I
Okay,
do owe her $3,000.
okay. All right, so 3,000 already is owed to Miss Rebecca. That has already been established. All right, you've admitted to that. All right, and then half of the other check is going to be another almost 3,000. So that's where she's coming up with the 67. Now, Mary, you said you were going to pay her how much today?
I was gonna pay her
Today?
3,260. Yes. Today I can go get I guess because you don't take checks, so I can go ahead and go across the street and go get what do you call it? One of those, did you go to the bank and you get one of those?
And you said it was gonna be a check for
Money order.
3,000, what?
Yeah, I was gonna go to the security finance across the street and go get her a money order for 3,260. So that way I just owe her $2,000 left and that's it. But I was
Okay.
gonna give her some money for it, but,
Oh,
and
hold on, Mary. All right,
And they-
Rebecca, is that something you're interested in working out a payment plan with her? Or do you want a piece of paper stating she owes you money?
That she owes me money.
You want just a piece of paper that she owes you money?
She can pay me what she said, but I
Well,
had,
once I grant the judgment, she has no obligation to pay you.
because my that's only 5,260. I had put down,
I know what you put down. So you're not gonna
Okay.
accept that. You want me to make my judgment.
well, I don't know if you're gonna approve that. She stayed there at the apartments and I didn't get to stay there. They gave her a 1-bedroom and she accepted it.
What does that have to do with this case, a 1-bedroom apartment?
It's because I had to pay the August bill.
Ma'am, you did not put that in your petition. Nowhere in here does it say nothing about an August bill. You can't just start adding things. You put half of the insurance check from Liberty Mutual, and then you put the 3,000 that she owes you. That's it.
Okay.
You can't start adding all kinds of other stuff to it now.
And Your Honor, that the screenshot of the picture, I just sent it to you. And Ms. Cruz sent it to you, so you read that one.
I had already told her that I was gonna pay her this after I got my disability. Because right now I'm a disability. This is my attorney. And this is my attorney.
All right, Miss Mary, I need you to listen to me, okay? All right, so 3,000 you've already admitted that you owe Miss Rebecca. Okay,
I'm gonna
so
give her 3,200.
let me finish, Mary. Let me finish. Okay, 3,000's already been rendered judgment to Rebecca by your own admission. 63.94 was the amount of the check from Liberty Mutual that was given to you. Split in half, that's $3,197.04. Adding that with the 3,000 that you admitted to owing, the total amount is $6,197.04 that's owed to Miss Rebecca. Does anybody have anything else to add to that?
Your Honor, on the paperwork, I put she owes me rent back, money back. Because we paid in July, we paid for August. And they
All right,
took,
give me 1 minute. Hold on. Okay, she owes me rent money back. What does that mean?
that means that August the 8th, that's when we had the fire and we had already paid for August. And when I was gone at the time of the fire and they offered her a 1-bedroom and she took it. And I wasn't able to stay there because it was a 1-bedroom and it was very hot in there, so I couldn't stay there. So this is where we paid for all of the August, and that's where they deducted the August. And
How much was August's rent?
$614.45.
They didn't charge her for rent.
Who said that? Mary? They didn't charge you for August's rent, Mary?
Nope,
Yes,
No.
they did.
they didn't charge us in August for rent. because of
Okay,
the fire.
Rebecca, prove to me that they charged it.
Mhm.
Okay, so where are you getting 614.45 from?
Because we both had to, we split the rent. And it,
That's what I'm saying. This is the amount split evenly down the middle.
no, it's $614 each. We paid $12.28 a month.
Okay. And Mary, why are you stating that they didn't charge her for rent?
Okay, we had already paid for the rent prior to August. The fire was on August the 8th, okay? So anyway, they didn't charge us for, they didn't reimburse us. I didn't get no money for that. I stayed there for free. I didn't have to pay. I stayed in a corporate office there and I didn't have to pay for nothing. And she signed a letter from Nancy, which I got it right here, that she could stay there too, both of us. But she decided to go to her daughter's instead. But she had signed a document from the manager
Let
that
me
she
see
was
that
gonna
letter.
stay there. And I got it right here. So there was no charge in August. We didn't get no money, only $11 back. That's what they reimbursed us.
Yeah, I saw the $11 check. Okay. Christy, did you scan in that letter where Rebecca signed that she could stay there?
No. I
Can
never
you
saw
scan?
the letter that for,
Wait, Christy.
That was the only page she gave me.
Mary, I need you to give the paperwork where Rebecca stated she would stay in the apartment. All right, so as far as August's rent, nobody's gonna get August's rent. So at this point, everybody's got 2 minutes to go ahead and finish up their case. Miss Rebecca, go ahead.
I just want half of the check, and I wanted to see if they deposited, because Tanya Gibbs told me that it was a check sent, and it was direct deposited to her account. And
Okay.
the $3,000 she owes me.
Okay. Go ahead, Miss Mary.
okay, well, I mean, I don't want the money now for the furniture, you know? Why give it to me now?
Okay. All right. Is that it, Miss Mary? All right. Judgment's going to be in the amount of $6,197.04. Goes to Miss Rebecca. Everyone's got 21 days to appeal it. Thank you.